welcome to Terrier News. I'm Katharine Baran.
And I'm Samantha Gambino. Today we have two very interesting interviews, but first let's get right into the presidential campaign.
This past week, Ted Cruz made a short trip to the Big Apple for Tuesday's primary and then turned his sights onto the West, winning all of the Colorado delegates, and began campaigning in Las Vegas, while the other four candidates ate their way throughout the city. Presently, Hillary Clinton is leading by double digits in New York polls, although her lead has shrunk by more than half since last week. Meanwhile, Vice President Joe Biden made statements about he would like to see a woman president, and that this is the time this country is ready for it. Looking for a divine intervention, Bernie Sanders is on his way to the Vatican for a visit with the Pope. On the Republican side, Donald Trump is leading in the polls, though it will be -2 votes. It seems as though his kids, Eric and Ivanka, didn't register in time for the primaries. Governor Gov Kasich is in second place, trailing by 30 points, even though he feels like he can still land the candidacy. Last is Ted Cruz with 14%, but there is still time for this to change by Tuesday's primary.
In other New York news this week, Mayor Bill de Blasio is under FBI investigation for possibly taking illegal contributions, which he has since given back. The investigation stems from another investigation in which 4 senior NYPD officers took bribes from 2 businessmen, Jonah Reichnitz and Jeremy Reichberg, in return for favors. They were not paid in just cash, but also with jewelry, trips, and tickets to sporting events. Both businessmen were on a committee that planned Bill de Blasio's inaugural party, while Reichnitz and his wife both made personal donations to the de Blasio campaign in 2013. Mayor de Blasio has said he recently returned the Reichnitz's contributions. However, both businessmen still continue to make regular contributions and host events for the mayor. No one has been officially charged, and the investigations are still in their infancy.
Earlier this week, I had the humbling opportunity to sit down with fellow SFC student Fabianne Pierre, who is battling non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Let's take a look. And today I'm here with another SFC student, Fabianne Pierre, who is going to inform us of her long history with this horrible disease, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So, hi Fabianne.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so for everyone that doesn't know, what is non-Hodgkin's lymphoma?
Well, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is a type of cancer that develops in the lymphatic system, and it affects the cells called lymphocytes, which help fight off infection in your body. So basically, that's where all the action happens.
Mm-hmm. And when did you first find out that you had this?
Well, I discovered it early in senior year of high school. It was a bump that formed by my neck, and I thought it was nothing, so I ignored it. But over time, the bump got bigger, and I started losing a lot of weight. I was really happy about that. But later on, as the bump started to get bigger, I went and told my mom, and she brought me to the doctor. And after many tests, they found out that this is what I had, and all the side effects that I was having, which was losing weight, the bump getting bigger, and other side effects like night sweats and different types of things. And that's basically what it was. It was lymphoma happening inside me, yeah.
And so you've had this for how long now?
So that was straight out of high school, so it's been 3 years.
Okay.
Yes.
And how has that affected your daily life and your routines?
It's affected it very much so, mostly because since it was straight out of high school, I was on my way to go to college, which was here at St. Francis, and I was really excited about it. But given what happened, I had to stop going to school, stop going to work, and go for treatment. I was supposed to be in remission in February of that first year, but after scans, they saw that the tumors that I have has come back and it's grown, so I had to go for treatment again, which made me not be able to come back to St. Francis for the second year. And because of that extensive treatment, I couldn't continue on. But finally I'm here, so I'm happy about that.
Is there anything, if possible, like positive, that has changed your view on life and a perspective on things?
Oh, definitely, because when you're in school all the time, you're just like, oh my God, I can't wait to be out of school. But not being able to go to school made me appreciate being able to get an education. So that's definitely changed my mind. I like being in school. Mm-hmm. I like studying. I like making sure that everything's up to par, because before I didn't have the opportunity to be in school, but now I do, and I'm really happy about that. So that's definitely changed how I view school. As far as life in general, you never know when anything's gonna happen, so you have to live it to the fullest, because today you might be okay, and then tomorrow you never know what might happen. And just because you feel good on the outside doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, everything's going great on the inside. So you just have to be really mindful of your body, pay attention to it, and that's basically it.
And from here, what do you want people to know, and what do you think who can benefit from this, and what is your next step in this process?
Basically, as far as my next step, the treatment that I'm on right now is way better than what I was on before. Okay. So with this treatment, I'm not losing my hair, I'm not losing any hair anywhere, but which is much better because I'm not feeling as sick as before. But what's being spoken about with my doctors is doing a bone marrow transplant, and that's supposed to, many of my cells were damaged from all the chemo that I've received, so the bone marrow transplant is supposed to help regenerate it. Mm-hmm. So they've been looking for a donor for me for the past 2 years. They tested my sisters who weren't a match for me, so they've been looking for a donor and they still haven't found one. So right now I'm still on a donor list. So what I want people to know is that it's okay to go out and donate, because somebody can benefit from that, and also somebody who might be your same age can benefit from that. So I think that donating is really important, and I want people to know not to be afraid to do it, because it can really save somebody's life. So that's basically what I want people to know. Also, I want them to know that cancer is not something to be afraid of. It's best that if you know somebody who does have it, to be there as a support system, because from what I learned, when I got sick, many people left my life, even family. So it's good that people are there for those who are going through this struggle. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here and telling your story. Thank you again, Fabianne, for sitting down and sharing your story. If there is any way you can help Fabianne in finding a match for her bone marrow transplant, look for her information in the description box below.
Last week, another SFC student, Tia Quirk, sat down with a Holocaust survivor, Fred Terna. He tells a story of how he coped with life after the 4 concentration camps he was held in by painting not memories, but feelings of a memory, he says. He also explains what his life was like with his first wife, Stella, after the camps.
You know, I'm still, to some part of me, still in the camps, I know that. But, you know, I'm going to live with it. I have lived with it, I continue living with it.
You can find his works in many places, including the Smithsonian. Fred Terna will be here at SFC on Monday, April 25th during the activity period, showcasing his work. So you visited Auschwitz while you were away during Easter break. What was that experience like for you?
I have to say, being there for just 2 hours was extremely awful, and it was only for 2 hours. I can't even imagine
having lived there.
Exactly, and what his life was like for years in several different camps. I mean, it's awful, but at least he took a positive approach to everything.
Absolutely. And
he focused his frustrations out on painting and did different things to kind of cope with it, which is good.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So again, in lighter news, let's get on to Corey Adams and Alexa Castelluccio with entertainment news.
Thanks, Katharine. This week's latest buzz starts off with the weekend recap of 2016 MTV Movie Awards. This year's show had a few new twists and jaw-droppers. First, instead of holding the grand event in the usual theater-esque venue, MTV decided to hold the big shebang outdoors on the Warner Brothers lot in Burbank, California. On top of that, the hilarious hosts Kevin Hart and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson really didn't shy away from profanity. They dropped major F-bombs as well as an onslaught of B-word references and even some sexual talk about D in the cake. Though this should be no surprise, it is MTV after all. In addition, Rebel Wilson and Adam Devine won Best Kiss for Pitch Perfect 2, and as tradition, they reenacted the smooch in an intense session, even taking it down to the floor. And the best part of all, viewers got to see sneak peeks at so many upcoming movies that we all been anxiously waiting to see on the big screen. We were able to find out many reasons as to why Suicide Squad is possibly going for an R rating. What we can expect from Captain America in Civil War, and even got second trailer to J.K. Rowling's much anticipated Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So Alexa, what are some upcoming events that you wanted to see during this MTV movie recap?
Well, seeing J.K. Rowling's trailer for the Beast movie was crazy. Like, I love Harry Potter, so I'm really excited to see that movie. And also, like, Kevin Hart, I love him. And Dwayne, he was good too. And they were just funny. Like, I mean, outside was a really cool touch this year, like having it outdoors. At first I was confused. I was like, why are we outside?
Right.
But then I liked it. It was cool. It was different. The way they entered, like Mad Max, like they came in on the tank. It was really cool. So I liked it. Yeah. And to the even more exciting part of this year's awards show, the performances and the fashion. Singer-songwriter Halsey performed her song Castle, which appeared in the film The Huntsman: Winter's War. During her performance, she wore a lengthy white cape and bedazzled cutout white and gold bodysuit as fake snow fell from the sky, luring us into her winter wonderland. And then there was pop princess Ariana Grande looking pretty in pink as she performed a smoky, soulful rendition of her new single, Dangerous Woman, while donning a long, luxurious pink gown with a stunning diamond necklace and a white fox fur shawl, channeling her inner Marilyn Monroe. Since this award show is affiliated with MTV, there was no specific dress code, and we noticed. Celebs donned quite the eclectic mix of free-spirited styles during this event, ranging from a 90s vibe with super chic Gigi Hadid, black pantsuit and bold bang, to Kendall Jenner's super sexy black dress and over-the-thigh high lace heels that required 2 assistants to tie up, to Alexander Skarsgård's tuxedo top and nothing but his tighty-whities on the bottom, and of course Tyler Posey's red onesie. Outfits at the MTV Movie Awards throughout the years and this year's did not let us down. So Core, question.
Yeah.
The guy who plays Tarzan, Alexander Skarsgård, he did go up on stage with no pants.
Right.
And the first thing I noticed was his bulge. And I was just like, oh my God, like if I was a guy, I would feel so uncomfortable. So you, being a male, how would you feel if you had like thousands of people watching that?
I mean, to be honest, I know this guy, he's a established actor, so he probably had the confidence just to go up on stage. But I'm like, if that was me up there, I'd be like, I wouldn't have the confidence to do that, you know?
It's like too much exposure, and like, I don't know, I would just feel so like, oh, you know?
Don't look down there.
But he was comfortable, so hey.
Respect to him. And well, that's it for the Buzz this week. Back to you, ladies.
Thank you, Corey and Alexa. Now to our sports reporter, Matt Conklin.
Hey guys, the 2016 NHL playoffs are about to begin. The top seeds in each conference are at the onset of the chase for the Stanley Cup once again. And for the second straight year, the Islanders and the Rangers have both made it to the postseason. Islanders will take on the Florida Panthers on Thursday. It'll make for an interesting series as both teams are certainly hungry. The Isles are in the playoffs for just the 3rd time in 9 years, and Florida's made it for just the 2nd time in 15 years. And the Rangers are trying to come back after a 5-1 loss to the Penguins in their opening playoff series. The Blue Shirts have knocked Pittsburgh out of the playoffs each of the past 2 years and are hoping to make it a 3rd. Next game is Saturday the 15th. And it's the end of an era in the NBA. Wednesday marked the final game in the illustrious career of Kobe Bryant. In typical Kobe fashion, he dropped 60 points, which was a season high by any player in a single game. The Lakers beat the Jazz 101-96. And some more history was made last night on the court as the Golden State Warriors defeated the Grizzlies to clinch the greatest single-season team record of all time at 73-9. And on the baseball diamond, we're just a week and a half into the young season, and the Yankees are standing with a 4-3 record, following a 7-2 loss to the Blue Jays last night. The rubber game of that series will take place on Thursday in Toronto. And the Mets are quickly learning how it's going to be if they keep going to battle with a weak offense. The Amazing's quiet bats have wasted great pitching performances from Noah Syndergaard and company. The lack of run scoring contributed to their disappointing series losses to the Phillies and Marlins, 2 teams that they have to beat. A lackluster 3-5 record and the likelihood of pitcher Jacob deGrom going on the disabled list with a tight lat muscle are cause for concern. But hey, it's still only April. The Mets will travel to Cleveland to take on the Indians on Friday the 15th. All right, that's it for sports. Back to you.
Thanks, Matt, and thanks for watching. Follow us at SFC Terrier TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm Katharine Baran.
And I'm Samantha Gambino. Don't forget to check out our movie and trailer reviews. Jungle Book is coming up next. See you next time.